This is the Seiya Can Gamer, and you are live with the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
Boom, 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 boom.
No way.
Oh!
From the Queen Studios of New York, Shogun gets destroyed by Anthony Smith. UFC Calgary, Alvarez versus Poirier 2 Fight Week. MMA News, the Contender Series, Justin the Fort Sumter live with the MMA-Holes. Yeah! Wonderful, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a jam-packed show, a full hour, the MMA-Holes Hour, and it is Monday. This is exciting stuff. So much to talk about tonight. We have a special guest, but before we get started with this wonderful, wonderful show over here, we had some donations coming in, so let's drop these puppies over here from the immortal Shan Wood. Super chat.
Start the show early. Canada can't wait.
Canada couldn't even wait for us to start the show. It's unbelievable. Thank you, Shan Wood, with the super chat. Flying in with Conor McGregor over there. Jessie, could you believe that?
I can't. Sorry, Shanwood. We didn't start it early, unfortunately.
We did not listen.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Shanwood.
No, we did not listen to you. So, yeah, making Conor McGregor fly. And that's not it. That is not it. Because Conor McGregor flies twice here on the MMA-Holes Hour. Because Shan Wood was so impatient that he decided to do it one more time. And
super
there it
chat.
is. Super chat.
Start the show early. Canada can't wait. It's fight week. Let's go.
So thank you, Shanwood. We do appreciate that. Now, here we go. This week is a big week for the MMA-Holes because we do have a major fight on Saturday night. Nick Newell's on the Contender Series tomorrow night. But tonight, we have a special guest on the show, and it is Justin the Fort Sumter live on the MMA-Holes. All shirtless.
Shirtless.
He's shirtless tonight. Justin, what's going on, my man?
Nothing much. Sorry, I do not have a shirt on. I just got done running, so.
Well, you know, we have a lot of horny men in the chat, so look out. They're going to be irregular tonight with this shirtless Justin. This is insane. Now, Justin.
Did I just hear a fap?
Yeah. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. Jesse, did you hear a fap?
No.
Fap.
I never hear anything that happens.
Oh, that's Jesse, by the way, fap. It's not me.
Yeah, all the time. It's always me.
We got people going crazy in the chat saying the Fort. That's right. The Fort is fighting in the Contender Series next Tuesday night, July 31st. And you are on a special week of the Contender Series because it is followed by UFC 227. Big pay-per-view that week. Big UFC week. Big spotlight. Big stage. Justin, you're only a week away. How are you feeling, my man?
I feel good. You know what I mean? My weight's good. My body feels good. You know, people keep asking me, am I excited? I don't really get too excited until, you know, I step on the scale because, you know, really I have 8 days until the fight. So until I step on the scale and I know it's definite, it's all up in the air. You know, I've been in the game for 7 years and, you know, I can count probably 20 so times that a fight never happened. So, you know, I don't really get excited until I step on the scale.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got to be starting to creep into the body right now, into the mind that you will be fighting in front of Dana White.
I was shadow boxing, throwing some kicks in the hallway at work today, so you know I'm getting there a little bit.
Yeah. Now, have you had any dreams? Like, I don't know, she's a dreamer. I'm not a really big dreamer, but have you had any dreams like of what is going to happen, like while you're sleeping? Anything in like crazy going on inside that head?
Nah, man. Like my dreams are pretty. You know, pretty chill. It's like, you know, eating something or going on a mountain, climbing mountains.
No kidding.
You know, like it's, you know, I don't really dream of anything out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. I don't remember many dreams much either. Jessie, she remembers some of her dreams, but I don't remember my dreams. And if I do, they're horrible dreams. I don't know why. Like Like I barely do, but if I do, it's like I turn into a cat and I have 4 heads and I start eating people. Like it's like that's what I don't know.
Yeah, but I heard it has to do with like what's going on when you're conscious, like what's going on in your life, and then if you're in a really deep sleep or if you're in like a really light sleep, it has to. There's so many factors that determine whether or not you remember.
Are you a deep sleeper?
Oh yeah, I sleep through anything. Like as soon as I, if I'm tired, like as soon as I hit the bed, I'm like out, and then I won't wake up until my alarm goes off. Yeah,
well, that's good to know. Well, Justin, I don't know why it's good to know, but it is good to know.
Yeah, so it's like, good to know. Like,
I can sleep easy now. Justin, live on the MMA-Holes, he's fighting next week, the Contender Series. Why does the UFC not put pictures of the Contender Series? There's only one guy with a picture over here, and everyone else is just blacked out. Now, Justin, what is this about? And they got your record wrong, for God's sakes. You were 6-1-0. They put 4-1-0. Are you going to go over there and light the whole UFC facility on fire?
Nah, it's not the first time someone got my record wrong. So, that just makes, what that does is that makes me look better when I beat them, having going a 4-1, they're like, oh, why is this guy going against this guy? And then they're like, oh, well, this guy had 2 additional fights. But, it really doesn't make a difference. It's all about the skill when you step in the cage. Yeah, I wish they had the picture. They took our pictures. I don't know why they don't show them, but
it's so
I think
strange.
that guy fought in the last season, and so that's why he is his picture's up now. But
that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. They're becoming very lazy. I
know. I took my pictures like a month ago, so I'm sure they could have just in there.
How hard could it be, right? How hard could it be? Yeah. Or to get your actual record right. It's unbelievable. When you get in the cage, you should be like 6-1, motherfuckers. About to be 7-1. That's what you should do. Look in the camera and just yell at everybody. What do you think?
I'm not a big yeller, I like to keep it, kind of chill vibe.
Yeah. Speaking of chill, now once you mutilate this man, Ian Heine, or whatever the fuck his name is, once you destroy him in that cage, okay, when are you going to shout out the MMA-Holes? Are you going to jump on top of the cage and be like, MMA-Holes? Or are you going to grab Laura Sanko, throw over your head?
I actually thought about it, you know what I mean? Like, so, they're kind of strict of what I can say. So if I scream it out of joy, like after I finish him, then it won't be like, oh, he said something, but you guys will figure it out. And he's like, A-holes, what is that? So
You wanna rap one on one shoulder?
That's not a bad idea. I like that idea. Vlad coming in with a donation.
Fucking army, you come take them belts off me.
Damn, what a wonderful, wonderful world we live in. CJ went from being the main character on GTA San Andreas to fighting in the UFC.
What the fuck?
Good shit.
So apparently you were in San Andreas. Is that true, Justin?
Well, there's a guy named CJ in San Andreas, and this isn't the first person I thought I looked like him. But I appreciate the comparison. Thank you.
Vlad, that was very nice of you to donate and say that. Thank you very much. Hit me in the chat if you want Justin to take care of his opponent and just start screaming at MMA-Holes. I think that would be a great idea. One's in the chat right now if you'd like to see that. Now, Justin, tomorrow night is Nick Newell. Nick Newell's going to be inside the cage for the UFC, headlining the card, and he has been all over. It's so funny how the UFC is like, nah, you can't come in.
Nah, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Nick Newell's fighting. You know what I mean?
He's everywhere. He's all like, I just went on Instagram and boom, there's Nick. He's all over the place on the UFC. The UFC is just pumping. And, I mean, what is this about? Does Nick have a little bit more of a chip on his shoulder now that the UFC is actually using him to get some eyes on this event?
Well, you know what I mean. It's marketing, and they realize that Nick is him being a good fighter and having one arm is kind of like a extra chip in the or extra card in the deck, and they're just playing it. You know what I mean? And they're seeing that. You know what I mean? It's definitely grabbing, and the views of people buying the pay-per-view being $4.99, because there's only 2 episodes left after this one. Buying the Fight Pass, it shows that he's a number bringer, and that's what they really want to see. They want to see that he can bring numbers to pay-per-views or to whatever channel they have it on. And I guess they're just trying to get a sense of how much draw he has, and obviously he has a lot of draw.
Oh, forget it. I mean, he is all over the place, and I love it. I'm so happy for him. And if for those of you that don't know, Justin fights out of FAA, and Nick Newell is like the head honcho over there, and you guys are really tight. I mean, every time we see you guys on Instagram, you're together taking pictures. It seems like you've created this close bond. And now watching him get this big opportunity, how nervous are you for Nick?
You know what I mean? I'm not nervous at all. Like I just knowing him and knowing what he's done and knowing how he trains and the dedication he put to the sport. This is just another step. You know, he should have already been there like 5 fights ago, but you know, this is his opportunity now to showcase his skill. And you know, he's fully capable, fully ready to go out there and put a show on for the world.
Yeah, he looks very confident, and we're all rooting for him. I actually sent him a DM. He'll probably brush it off, but anyway, I hope he wins. We'll be watching it. And next week is the last Contender Series of this season? Is that how it works?
No, there's one more. There's one more after this one. The last one is Greg Hardy fighting somebody else.
Okay, so we'll be looking out for that. We will actually be live reacting to tomorrow night's Contender Series and yours. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to be a big pussy boy. I might cry. I might actually cry on Justin's Contender Series. I might get a little nervous. I might need a tissue box. But tears of joy, of course, Justin, because we're going to be all rooting for you. Hopefully the Fort...
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
I'm pumped up. Now, you have these Fort shirts, okay? Justin the Fort Sumter. Check him out on Instagram, okay? It's at Fort Sumter. He has these shirts. Definitely get yourself one of these shirts because I'll be rocking mine. Let me know in the chat if you're going to grab one. Now, how can they get a hold of the Justin the Fort Sumter shirts?
Well, they can... my supplies are going down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up to drop ship. So probably like I only have maybe like 20 shirts left, and like they're small. There's a couple small, a couple larges. Got some double XLs, a lot of double XLs, a couple of larges. But what I'm going to do is I'm set up a drop ship so, you know, you can order online and then it'll actually just ship directly to your house. So I'm not physically sending it. It'll just be shipped to your house.
What? I think you should show up, right, and just like a thong, right, at the door with the shirts, right, for everyone that orders the last 20 shirts. What do you say?
That's a suggestion. I will put that in my box.
Yeah, you know.
Suggestions and keep it there.
Right, with a rose in your mouth. I think that would work out really well. Yeah, no, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, Justin is one of the first guests on the MMA-Holes. In fact, he was the first pro fighter on the show, and this is exciting. I feel like we're going full circle now. Now you are finally getting the chance that you deserve in front of Dana White at the Contender Series, and you do have a tough opponent, but you look super confident, super cool, super collective, and you're in the middle of the card. You're like in the meat and potatoes of this card over here. So where do you feel, like, how do you feel on being where you're at on this card? Would you have liked to go on first? Would you have liked to headline? Do you like where you sit on this card?
Well, like I would have rather been first, so get it out the way. You know what I mean?
Chat.
Hold on to that thought. We got a super chat real quick.
Jessie, he is actually naked. Get his number.
Justin,
thank you for the advice, Isaiah Moore. I appreciate it.
He's completely naked. I mean, this is the first time.
No shorts, no shirt.
Yeah.
Remember, as you said in the beginning.
That's true. Yeah.
No shorts, no shirt.
Justin, is this the first time you ever did an interview naked?
Yeah, this is the very first time. Very first time.
I'm honored. All right, Jesse, how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I appreciate the advice. It's fantastic.
The advice. All right, thank you, Isaiah Moore. Now, yeah, tell us about what were we talking about before? I forgot. What the fuck were we talking
about? The lineup.
Yes, the lineup. Thank you.
Yeah. So I would rather been first to get it over with, man, because I'm like really impatient, like when it comes to fighting. I just want to get it over with. You know, it's been like 3 months till this fight, so you know, just that extra time waiting to fight is kind of nerve-wracking. But you know, they put us in the middle, and I think the middle fight is the showcase fight. You know, you have the main event. Obviously, they want to showcase that, but they put the guys in the middle that they, you know, are anxious to see. They're kind of not sure who's going to win. They're not sure, you know, how it's going to turn out. So I'm pleased with being in the middle. You know, you can see how the other fighters have fought. You see how you kind of match up and what you think you need to do to kind of stick out and make a point to bring Dana White's attention to you.
Is it going to be weird walking out with no walkout music? Like, do you think that's going to be odd?
Not really. You know what I mean? Like, most of the time I don't really listen to the music at all. Sometimes if it's like the ones for the CES, like they choose the music, so it's not really anything. But you know, I kind of have I might wear headphones, or you know, might have something in my head that I'm going over. It just depends.
Are you going to be treating this like your other fights, where you said previously that you kind of zone out, you zen yourself, you kind of just like go to sleep before a fight? Are you going to do the same thing, like the same ritual before this fight?
Well, this is going to be a little bit quicker. So, you know what I mean? It's going to be, the fights start at 5 in Las Vegas time. And I think, you know, if the fights are good, they're probably going to end quick. So, you know what I mean? I think more or less I'm just going to be warming up. You know, I'll have to keep that kind of mindset, you know, throughout my warm up, and then I go. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to try to keep that mentality I've been having throughout my career.
So who is going to be there? Are you going to have the missus going to be there? You have family, friends, just the team? Who's going to be there supporting you?
Well, definitely Nick's actually staying up there. I got my training partner Costa. He's going to be there.
Cool.
My fiance is going to be there. One of my sponsors, her and her husband are going to be there, and I got 2 friends from college that are actually flying from Tennessee and Georgia to come up there, come to see me. So
awesome stuff. Justin the Fort Sumter will be fighting next week on the Contender Series, July 31st. Make sure you check that out. We'll be doing a live reaction, and the fights are on Fight Pass. It's going to be crazy stuff. I cannot wait for this event, and I think you're going to win. Jessie, what do you think? Justin the Fort Sumter. I'm saying he's going to finish him in the first round. No problems, no sweat.
I have no doubt about it. I already said this.
I might sweat. I might sweat. I'm a pretty big sweater, so I might sweat. But
what do you think so far in the previous Contender Series? Now, the last one, there's been some interesting things happening there. Some fights where you're like, wow, this is a lock for a contract, and then boom, Dana White's like, nah. You know, it seems like he knows who he wants already beforehand. We spoke about this before, but has anything changed since watching these within your game plan, watching some of these other fights on how to get a contract, or are you still focused on just getting that win?
You know what I mean? I just go out to win. You know, it's kind of, you know, hit or miss. Like, obviously, you know, I mean, there's somebody he's looking at, and he's like, okay, you know, let me see you do something good, and I'll get you signed. But for me, it's just, you know, this is just the opportunity. You know what I mean? I go out there and I show that I'm a skilled fighter. And, you know, if Dana White doesn't give me that contract, it's not going to really be that much sweat off my back. I'm still push forward and, you know, fight to be the best fighter I can be. You know, I would like to get the contract, definitely, you know. And if I have a spectacular finish, I would hope I would get the contract. So, but, you know, it's just a win-win. This being here is a win-win for me. You know what I mean? Win-win for my career, win-win for me personally. I'm just looking forward to it, basically. You have any predictions for this fight, as we're only a week away? There's a bee. Okay. There's a bee in the room. Sure. Okay. I got hot. That's all right. No, my phone got too hot.
Oh. You know why? Because you're naked, and the phone's getting all excited right now. Fat, right? I think so. I think that's what it is. Any predictions for the fight next week?
For which one? My fight?
For your fight. Yeah. Any predictions? How is this going to play out? Do you already know how this is going to work, or are you just going to get that win?
You know what I mean? It's going to be a shoot. My phone's gonna give me a sec. I think it's shoot. Can you guys see me?
We do. We see you. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, my phone's it's freezing on me, so I'm like, hopefully it's not. You guys lost me?
No, we see. Well, you're a little frozen now. You're a
little bit.
You just froze up on us, but we hear you.
Okay.
We hear you loud and
clear. I'll keep talking, but so it's more or less. I think it's going to be me keeping my range, me keeping my distance and footwork. You know, keeping him outside is definitely going to be the plan. But if he comes in, you know, I mean, I got a lot of tricky stuff up my sleeve. So, you know, just having him, me just being calm and collective, I think that's the key in this fight. So
Justin the Fort Sumter live with the MMA-Holes fighting on the Contender Series next week, and we see you good now, Justin. All right, so a couple of things here. Corey Anderson got a big win, and I know you've trained with Corey Anderson with the puffy nipples and everything like that. Do the nipples give him his power, Justin? Does he? Because, I mean, he looked very powerful this weekend.
Yeah, he looked spectacular, man. Just his game plan, like his game plan worked phenomenally. You know what I mean? Glover is a power puncher. And, you know what I mean? He hit him a couple of times, but just his movement and the way he was able to kind of stifle him and kind of frustrate him was spectacular. You know what I mean? That was like, I think that was one of his best performances I've seen him fight.
Yeah, he looked fantastic. By the way, we are sponsored by Tiger Life right now. Justin, we got to set you up with this guy, Frank from Tiger Life. Energy drinks. I don't know if you drink energy drinks, but this shit is off the hook. So maybe we can. Yeah, there you go. Right, you pointed right at that. Just grab it. You can grab it, actually. Yeah, there you go. It's good stuff. You know, the next time we see you, we'll bring you a can and set you up with Frank. He's a good guy. Check out Tiger Life Energy Drink, link in the description. Jessie, have you seen anything going on in that chat? Maybe?
I do have a few. I only have 5 things.
All right,
well,
so
one of them's a comment, 4 of them's a question.
All right, so we got a couple of things from the chat. We're going to let you go after that, Justin. And here we go. Jessie's taking over.
Okay, Drunk Savage says, remember that just because you are in the UFC doesn't mean that you can become addicted to cocaine yet. Do you have intentions on becoming addicted to cocaine?
No, I do not have any addictions. I don't plan on getting addicted to it at all.
No hookers and blow.
I don't even know what it looks like.
After the fight, you and Nick, knowing the doors close, you get together, you get naked, a little hookers and blow, no big deal, right? No one would know. No? All right.
Yeah, what stays in Vegas,
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Jessie?
Drunk Savage also would like to know if you are the one who pistol whipped Tekashi 69.
I did not, but hey, wrong place. You gotta watch your step, or you get pistol whipped like that.
Yeah.
Drunk Savage is on fire in that chat, huh?
Yeah.
Anything else we got, Jess?
Ann H would like to know if she can knit you a sweat towel.
Oh.
A sweat towel? Oh, that would be a knitted sweat towel, though. But
she's a pro.
What kind of fabric are you using?
She's a pro knitter. She can make anything. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
I would like a beanie. A beanie would be nice.
That's not a bad idea. All right, Ann. Get on that beanie. All right, what else we got, Jess?
Oh, she says she can knit you a sock cock.
That would be nice. I get itchy, though.
That would be, keep it warm.
You should just walk to the cage with a sock cock on. Like, just walk in. Right?
No cup or anything involved.
Yeah.
Just
what are they doing with this? Are you getting Reebok gear and everything like that? What's going on with the gear that you be wearing?
They supply Contender Series. So Contender Series has their own fight wear that they have. So
good stuff. And
it's not Reebok.
Did you get fitted for the gloves yet? Did they do that whole glove thing yet, or are you doing that next week?
Yeah. Yeah, they did it. Yeah.
What was that like? Right, you're in the UFC, you got the gloves. They're putting the gloves on. They're squeezing and doing all that shit. Was that cool, or was it just like another day at the office?
It's just another day. You know what I mean? Like gloves are gloves. You know what I mean?
I'd be like, oh my god, they're putting UFC gloves. All right, Jessie, anything else?
Yeah, one more. I know that you covered who was going to be there with you, but Brian Roger would like to know who specifically will be in your corner.
Nick, Newell, and my training partner, Costa.
All right, there we go. And Costa came on the show, too. Is Costa fighting anytime soon, or is he just laying low for a bit?
He's getting, like, he had some health issues, but now he's back, so he's getting back in shape, and it's coming along.
All right,
He'll definitely be back. Definitely, if it's late this year or early next year, he'll definitely be back in the cage.
Good stuff. Justin Fort Sumter is fighting next week, July 31st, on the Contender Series. It's going to be wonderful, wonderful. Make sure you tune into that, and we'll be doing a live reaction. Justin, thank you for coming on. Shout out the sponsors, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. There we go. No shout outs to the sponsors? Nothing.
Yeah. Well, put up the back of the shirt again, because there's a lot, I'll forget.
All right. Hold on a second. I'm going to put the shirt up, and stop yelling at me, Justin. Jesus. All right, here we go. All right, I'm putting it up over here. It's on the screen.
Sponsor.
Oh, it's a sponsor. Hold on a second. You have it on Instagram? Let's see.
No, wait, go back up.
Let's see. Is it over here? No, that's you.
No.
Okay. Don't mind me. I'm half retarded. All right. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So, all right, Justin. I have on the screen your sponsors right now. Should we play some game show music as you shout out your sponsors, or you just want clean?
Well, I'll just talk about like
Okay.
Shoreline Chiropractic. They're kind of keeping me in line. The chiropractic, like ever since I was going there, I've been phenomenally better. My performance has increased. Purest Float. If you guys haven't been floating, you should, especially you, Chris. Like you can get in your Zen mode and you can float in a tank, deprivation tank. It's pretty cool.
That sounds cool.
PG Sports. They're awesome. They made me my Fort shirts. If you saw me when I was at the Performance Institute, Wash and Wag, awesome. One of my biggest sponsors. They groom my dog. They groom a lot of other dogs. Shane O'Neill, he's just my friend. He said, "Hey, put me on your shirt," and I was like, "Hey, all right." And so he's on my
awesome.
shirt. We also have Twin Lights Body Shop, a real good friend. They work on my car. We have my company, AM Rizzo, awesome people. Got Foundation RX, CT Supplements previously. They kind of fueled me for my fight. On Point Chiropractic, not to confuse with Shoreline Chiropractic. On Point is doing my physical therapy. Instant Muscle Mills, CBD Water, River Coast. And the last one is, I have to go back to it. Grace Medical. Yeah, you can't forget them because they have been one of the best sponsors that I've had, with the cryotherapy, giving me what I need to kind of, do what I do and have my body bounce right back. So, shout out to all of them. Everybody else, all my friends, my family that supported me along the journey and, continual support into the next point in my career. So thank the MMA-Holes. You guys are awesome.
Justin, thank you for coming on, and good luck next week. I cannot wait to watch that fight. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Peace.
Justin Sumter on the MMA-Holes, and here he is, the Performance Institute.
Second, I thought he wasn't going to say the MMA-Holes. I thought he was going to say all the sponsors, all the people who supported him, and the MMA-Holes would be left out.
I would have hung up on him. I'd be
Poor
like, get out.
MMA-Holes. I was going to be like, Justin, what's going on here?
Now, I got to say this, and we said it during the show. I've said it pretty much almost every time Justin has come on. Justin, we consider a friend of the show, first pro fighter we've ever had on. Justin started his winning streak with us, and we've started our winning streak with Justin. So we are growing together. He is going to be on the Contender Series. I cannot wait. I probably will cry. I don't know, Jessie. You will hold me. Yeah, I'll cry on air. Sure, I do it. I'm like an actor. I just make the tears fly.
Steve Moss is gonna cry.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I want to see it.
But go check him out on Instagram over here. Go give him a follow on the IG, on the social media, and it's at Fort Sumter. All right, MMA at Fort Sumter MMA. That is Justin Fort Sumter, and go wish him well, wish him luck, and thank you, Justin, for coming on. 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes.
I've got fucking
20 likes, 20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes, 20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope the dislikes die of leprosy.
Did you see it? My head was like a basketball on top of the 20 likes. It was like, you should dribble my head. Next time this, and hit us with 40.
You would kill me for touching your hair.
No, you don't have to. You could just pretend you're patting my head, and then it would look like a basketball on top. All right, anyway. This weekend, there was some fantastic stuff. No, there wasn't. I'm lying. This weekend, there was UFC Germany, right? Where is it? Where the fuck? Where'd it go, UFC Germany? You son of a bitch! Oh, God, UFC Germany left. Anyway, UFC Germany was this weekend, and Anthony Smith knocks the fuck out of Shogun Rua.
What?
Bam!
Bum, bum, bum.
The card was trash. A couple of cool things came out of it, and I have to say, we were talking about it with Corey Anderson, with Justin Sumter. Corey Anderson, is that his name? Yeah, Corey Anderson.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, the nipples.
The nipples.
Big fight, big win over Glover Teixeira in the co-main event. Wasn't the greatest thing to go back and watch, but for Corey Anderson, that's a fantastic job. Gets the win, and now it's probably going to be moving up the rankings. But Anthony Smith getting a vicious KO of Shogun and doing his thing. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Now, I know Shogun is a little long in the tooth, but Anthony Smith, he might be a player. This man over here was like, yeah, I'll fill in, and I'll fight Gus. I'll fight Gus for, what was it? They wanted him on the...
That whole thing is bizarre how it all played out, though.
Is it in the news?
It is in the news.
It's in the news.
It's in the news.
Topics. Let's go. Only an hour tonight, unless someone saves the show. Fire. We're on fire. All right, let's go to the MMA-Holes.com. What do we got?
Talking about Gustafsson, Daniel Cormier roasted the entitled, quote, unquote, Alexander Gustafsson after UFC 227 pullout. Gustafsson's team responds. So this does have to do with him being called out by Smith after the fight night this past weekend. Basically, what happened was Gustafsson has been hardcore hunting Daniel Cormier down. Daniel Cormier won the heavyweight title. Now Gustafsson says, oh, I'm going to go up to the heavyweight and I'm going to challenge Daniel Cormier. Still no call up from Cormier. But Smith, who did win against Shogun this weekend, basically said, Gustafsson, I'm here to fight. I'm ready to fight. But since Smith did take a very interesting win, Gustafsson magically came up with an injury. And he ended up pulling due to an injury, and he will not be fighting Smith. So Cormier put a response on Instagram and Twitter that both said, Dear Alex, I don't know what happened to you going back to the Rockhold situation. You have always been a stand-up guy, but your behavior changed.
Super chat.
Super chat. Shanwood killing it.
Screw last weekend. It's fight week in Canada. A banging Calgary card.
Oh, shit. You know, Shanwood, that is in Calgary, and we will be discussing that after this topic. Big one. Thank you for the Big 10. And yeah, Calgary. Shanwood, are you going to that shit? Let me know in the chat.
All right.
Calgary, fire right there.
He said, you have always been a stand-up guy, but your behavior changed. From calling a guy out the day after he got knocked out to now offering to fight me knowing I have a broken hand after Volkan couldn't go. Now you've turned down Jan, turned down Khalil, all while calling for a heavyweight title fight. Now, moments after Anthony Smith does his work like an animal, you decide you're hurt. Man, I respect you as a fighter. I will always be grateful for October 2015, but you and I won't share the octagon again. I am disappointed in who you've become. You are so entitled, man. I can't deal with delusional people. Good luck recovering. Our time has passed. See you from the commentary table. DC.
See you soon, boy. Yeah, now DC he dodged the bullet there, right? With this whole thing with Gustafsson mysteriously getting hurt and not being able to fight Anthony Smith, DC easily scoots right past Alexander Gustafsson. We never even have to talk about that anymore. DC was probably laughing himself as he's texting. I was going to say typing. As he's texting that whole message over there, he's just dying laughing like, you stupid fuck. You're never getting the rematch now because look what you're doing. Look what you're doing, right? Now, his injury isn't that severe, apparently. It just miraculously came up, and they won't say what it is. And,
right after Smith called him out.
And I don't like to say someone is not injured, right? I don't like to say that because I've had injuries, and, you know, sometimes you don't know how injured someone is, right? But it's very convenient, and Anthony Smith said the same thing. It's very, very convenient for him to be out of that fight. So Daniel Cormier doesn't have to fight Gustafsson. Alexander Gustafsson is going to start to become one of these guys that everyone's just like, ah, fuck that guy. And it's a shame because Gus is a badass. Gus is an absolute badass. He's been in some wars and he's rising up and he's just kind of being annoying. You know, he's becoming one of those annoying characters. So it's a shame that Gustafsson is handling it the way he is, but what are you going to do?
Oh, I do have one more from Gustafsson's team.
All right.
They did put out a statement release that said, doctors pulled Alex from the card last Friday, days before Anthony was to compete. Before that, we were trying to stay on the card. Assuming we could get cleared, we were prepared to face anyone. We assumed it would be Roundtree, as he was ready to fight, and we were told that Jan would fight at another time. We also offered to fight DC at heavyweight if he was healthy. So Alex was prepared to face anyone, ranked or unranked. But the doctor said he was unfit to compete. It was determined last Friday he would not be on the card days before Smith's contest.
Ah, fuck him. Anyway, let's move over this weekend. We got a fire card. Only 4 fights. This is on Fox.
Yes.
Fox. And look at it. Just look at it. It is good.
That's it. You're good.
Okay, starting off.
My girl Joanna's on there. I'm just going to point that out.
We are going to go there for sure. Alexander Hernandez versus Oliver Urban Mostrier. from the Tough House over there, is fighting the first fight on the card. We have some Canada action and versus U.S. on Calgary. The second fight, and like Jessie said,
Yes.
when was the last time?
Yes.
When was the last time JJ fought
Yeah.
on a fight night? When was the last time that
It's all
happened?
pay-per-views, right? She's been on pay-per-views a lot.
She's like the pay-per-view queen, and
Yeah.
JJ is not even the co-main event on this card.
But she's still on the card nonetheless.
Yeah, JJ versus Tisha Torres, the tiny tornado. Tisha Torres only got 2 L's, and one of them is Rose, and the other one is, wasn't it Andrade? I think it was. Hold on, let's just check it out. The tiny
Torres.
tornado. She's surprisingly good, though. She really is.
She will get murked by Joanna. No doubt about it.
All right,
Jessica Andrade.
Yep, it is Andrade. So let me know in the chat what you guys think about the tiny tornado. Her chances versus JJ. I think it's fire. I love the fight.
Super chat.
Super chat, Shan Wood.
Not going. Fight Buddies is a way better time.
Yes! Shanwood is saying, fuck Calgary. We're hanging with the Holes on Saturday. Shanwood, you're wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Shanwood is wonderful, wonderful.
That's very kind of you, Shanwood. Shanwood showing you how it's done. If you'd like to hit that super chat, link underneath the chat room. Also, we have Streamlabs. We can play some songs. You can come on Ronda and you can slap Chris and you can do whatever the fuck you want. The co-main event, Jeremy Stevens versus Jose Aldo. And this is fire too. 2 guys going at it. Jose Aldo, number 2, flirts with retirement. Then he's coming back. This guy won't go away. And his kryptonite is Max Holloway. But Max Holloway's kryptonite is strokes and weight cutting.
Did they ever determine if it was officially a stroke? I think it was just suspect.
I don't know.
It was from an unverified source or an unofficial source or something like that.
It's not looking good for Max Holloway.
It's not. I don't know if it was. I know that they were talking about it. I just don't know if it was for sure stroke.
Yeah, at 145, it's not looking good. I say Max Holloway is not even coming back to buck 45. 155 is probably where he's going to go, but hopefully he gets better as much as we joke around. The main event is Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin Poirier, part 2, and I fucking love it. How are you not excited about UFC Fox, UFC Calgary? It is a fantastic card. It's a free card, and we will be live reacting for it. So if you're not subscribed, give us a sub, and if you don't, lick my balls.
Lick my balls.
Jessie, what else do we have in the news? The MMA-Holes.
What's in the news?
.com. The MMA-Holes.com is where we have all the latest and greatest news. Go check it out.
Indeed. Luke Rockhold versus Chris Weidman, number 2, numero 2, is in the works for the UFC 230 pay-per-view event on November 3rd in New York.
New York.
I actually just heard about this right before the show. You told me about it. Yeah.
It just fucking broke, and I could not be more excited about this rematch. In fact, everyone's like, what does Chris Weidman do? Who is he going to fight? And everyone forgot about the whole the Luke Rockhold thing because Luke Rockhold said he's going to be going up, you know? And now they drag him back down for one more at middleweight, and this is the fight to make for Chris Weidman. New York City, Madison Square Garden. This is the fight, the rematch. The mistake that Weidman made, a chance for redemption against a smug, falling Luke Rockhold that is having trouble hitting middleweight. This is his time to shine. I love this fight, Jessie.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Rockhold fan. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be pretty honest with you. Both Rockhold and Weidman. Rockhold more is a little bit cringy, but Weidman, he's tolerable. I don't know. There's just something about these two that... Yeah, it's cool. The fight's cool.
You don't sound too excited about this.
I'm not.
What? Oh my God, I want to vomit.
I'm sorry.
Hold on now. Hold on. Now, this is the only fight that with Weidman that I can get excited about right now. This is the fight. This is the fight to make. Because the first time around, Weidman made a ridiculous mistake. And Rockhold capitalized on it. And not only did he capitalize on it, Rockhold made Weidman pay. He made him pay. Yeah. He beat his face into the mat. In fact, the fight should have stopped there. They drag it into another round, and Weidman just gets mutilated for another round. It was tough to watch. It was a tough one to watch. Now Chris Weidman gets a win over Kelvin Gastelum, who's fighting for the belt, right? And he had a couple of tough losses over there, but this one makes sense because this is the reason why Weidman is not the champ anymore. This is the reason right here. This man derailed the Chris Weidman run. Weidman defending the belts, beating Anderson Silva twice in crazy fashion, right? And now he just slumps. He comes back against Kelvin Gastelum, has a very heroic fight against him, and some may say that Kelvin took he laid down for that one. I don't know. It's to be debated. But now he's back, MSG against Luke Rockhold for revenge against a more... You couldn't get a revenge against a more douchier person like Luke Rockhold. So I fucking love this fight. It's the only Chris Weidman fight.
The only.
It's the only fight to make. And you know what? Credit to Luke Rockhold here for fighting at middleweight one more time. Because he doesn't want to, right? And he doesn't want to, and he's having trouble making weight. So credit to Luke Rockhold for even... And it's not official yet, but it looks like it's going to happen. If Luke Rockhold can make the weight and do it as a true professional, then credit to Luke Rockhold for doing it. But Rockhold has nothing to gain by this fight. He really doesn't have anything to gain besides money. And I have a feeling they're going to make a lot of money for this one.
Moolah.
Let me know in the chat what you guys think about this fight. Yes or no, do you like this? Let's move on. The MMAHoles.com. We only have 19 more minutes, but someone can save the show with 5 minutes remaining on the clock. So we're going to keep on going.
What's in the news? Glover Teixeira puts... or Corey Anderson says his win over Glover Teixeira puts him in the top 3 at light heavyweights. So, Anderson fought this weekend, as we all know. As we all know. Nipples. That's why I remember.
Corey Nips.
There you go. Anderson said that at the post-fight press conference, he said, "I took out the number 3 guy. Why wouldn't I take his position? I think it puts me in the number 3 spot in the setup to fight number 2, whether it's Volkan Ozdemir or Alexander Gustafsson, whatever. If Anthony Smith wants to fight Gus, give him Gus. I'll take Volkan." So there you go. Corey Anderson wants to move up in the rankings. And
deservedly so. We're going to find out on Wednesday. We're going to look at the rankings on Wednesday and see if where Corey Anderson lands. But, that's a huge fight. Huge fight for Corey Anderson. And let's see. I mean, what is next for Corey Anderson? There's a lot of things. We're going to be delving into that a little bit more on the Wednesday show. So stay tuned for that. Looking into the chat room, what do we got going on in this chat room, Jessie?
All right. Vigo Stockholm says Flat Earth. Cayman Rider says Brock Lesnar. Wonderful. And H says big, strong nipples. Grey Golden Blaze says, why is my butthole pulsating? Followed by Cayman Rider saying, who is more athletic, Romero or Lesnar? Isaiah Moore says, Weidman's father.
Romero. Lesnar. Did someone even say that?
Cayman Rider.
Is asking if Lesnar is more athletic than Romero?
Yes, indeed. That is correct.
Okay.
Okay. Grey Golden Blaze says, your mom. Flat Earth Deacon says, cowboy getting slept. Sorry, NH. Daniel Lopez says, I drank Tiger Life and my pubes fell out. DeReal, the Emperor Caesar says, I'm still gonna fuck her. I'm just leave after now, Vlad. I'ma just leave after now, Vlad. Zombie Wolf says, give Corey Gus to see where he's really at. Mystic Mitch says, MMA-Holes, Jay Smooth. Corey Anderson is only a contender due to the shallow weight class he's in, smiley face. Mitch says Michael Anzalone, followed by Complex Dianetics saying, check the message board. Isaiah Moore says, I posted the ingredients on the message board. Number Fact says, GGG looks like the Mad TV face logo. Allah says,
Triple G looking like the Mad face logo. He does. He really does. That's fucking funny. Who said that?
The Facts guy.
That's fucking good. He does. That's a good catch over there. Only an MMA hole can catch something like that. And speaking of the message board, shout out to the peeps who got completely autistic on this message board. I love you motherfuckers. Look at this. We got some fucking, look at them fucking ties. Shout out to Ann for dropping that on the MMAHoles.com. This is a party over here. The MMAHoles.com. You guys are funny as fuck. And here's some reaction. Look at these faces. And here's our reactions to Smith knocking out Rua. What else have we got over here on the MMAHoles.com? Got a bunch of stuff. Look at this dump over here. DC dumping Gustafsson.
Oh, this A guy is, I think that's Complex Dianetics, if I'm not mistaken.
Complex Dianetics.
I believe
Drop
so.
it in.
Don't take my word.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be. Yeah, because he's Team DC. Yeah, it's got to be Complex. All right, so thanks for jumping on the MMAHoles.com. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got 20 likes.
20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes.
Basketball. All right.
Why did you have to make the face?
That's going to be my new, every time we get 20 likes, I'm just going to make that face and I'm going to have the head dance around over there. Yes.
All right.
All right. What else we got in the news?
What's in the news? Anderson Silva reacts to Jon Jones and Conor McGregor's outside the cage issues. Anderson Silva is returning to the UFC.
You're gonna wrap one on one shoulder,
Blah.
one on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
I'm going with Weed Man, the fake Italian. He sucks, but I'd pick anyone over Luke. Corey. Anderson on his way to the tainted supplements excuse himself with that massive gyno. Side effects of an unnatural amount of test.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? There was a debate on the last stream, the Fight Buddies. Go check it out in the comment section. Someone came in there and says he's friends with Corey Anderson. And I just made a sarcastic comment and I just moved on. Listen, we're just making an assumption about Corey's nipples. And the assumption, like TJ Dillashaw, is the same thing with the puffy nipples. But I love when people are like, he's not on steroids, he's my friend. So let me ask you a question. I have a lot of friends, right? Well, not really. I played the wrong song anyway. It doesn't matter. That's supposed to be a sad song. I ruined it. It just ruined it. Anyway, what friend is like, okay, I'm going to watch you 24/7 and make sure you don't do steroids? Like, what is that?
I would do that for you.
No, but like, no, what?
I would watch you 24/7 to make sure you don't.
But
do
listen to
steroids.
what I'm saying here.
If you had a former addiction to steroids, I'd be like, all right,
hold
Chris,
on a second. Yeah, but he never. No, you see this all the time. You see this all the time. You see people like, I know him. He doesn't do steroids.
Yeah.
Well, you're not with him 24/7. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
as a friend, I would say
you don't live. The friends don't live together unless they're bosom buddies. They're not.
No,
like,
but as a friend,
yeah.
like if I were your friend,
yeah,
right, and say someone was accusing you of doing steroids, even if you did, even if you didn't, who cares? I'm your friend. I'm gonna tell them, I know he doesn't do steroids. And if they accuse me of not being with you 24/7, I will come up with a reason to have been with you 24/7.
So you're saying he does do steroids? He's just covering up.
You never know.
Okay.
Friends
but
are supposed to have your back.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying no, that's a stupid excuse. It's like, I'm your friend, so I know that he's not doing steroids.
He's using it because friends are supposed to know each other better than normal people. That's why he's using the fact that he's his friend. Because he knows him.
Are you
better
defending the guy or not? I'm confused.
No, I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't know either. Let's stop. Let's just cut it out. Anyway, that fell. All right, so Anderson Silva, let's talk about this guy.
Yes, so Anderson Silva, after passing or proving his innocence to USADA, after his 1-year suspension, he will be returning in November of this year, 2018. And he did react to Jon Jones and Conor McGregor's both of their outside cage issues. So Jon Jones, as we know, was busted for steroids, and Conor McGregor at UFC 223 ended up throwing a hand truck through a bus at Khabib Nurmagomedov. Anderson Silva, the reason I find this interesting is because he's friends with Jon Jones and says that he refers to him as, quote, a little brother. He says, I'm his close friend. I have a big affection for him. I see him as a younger brother, and I hope this moment he's going through is a moment of reflection. He's young, and he has everything it takes to come back and reclaim what's his. I'm rooting for him, as always. He's an amazing guy, a guy that's been through several difficulties, several problems, and deserves our respect.
So Anderson Silva backs Jon Jones.
It's fascinating because Jon Jones has been pushed out of the UFC not 1, not 2, but 3 times.
Here's the thing, and shout out to Anderson Silva, because to me, he was the greatest because he got me into the sport. So that's what I love about him. He had that super crazy run. Guy's a champ's champ. You know, not the champ, but he's a champ's champion. Like, he was fantastic to watch. He was must-see TV when he was inside that cage. I loved watching Anderson fights, except for the DC one, but that's a whole nother story. Anderson Silva and the Brunson one, but that's a whole nother story too. I'm talking about champion Anderson Silva. Fantastic stuff with Anderson, but it's really bizarre how he's jumping to the defense of Jon Jones. I mean, maybe you should just quit while you're ahead, Anderson Silva. He's like,
Jon Jones, I think he's a nice person, Jon Jones. I think you're very nice, Jon Jones, and he deserves to get a chance again because Jon Jones is very nice. And yeah, I am Anderson the Spider Silva, and I have very high voice, but that's fine. It's fine because the steroids are kicking in, and I'll be fine, and I will be back in the cage to fight perhaps Adesanya. We'll see what happens with that.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. All right.
There's one more point to this article, which I believe is probably the most important one. All Anderson Silva and John Jones stuff aside, Conor McGregor was introduced into this article, which is important because we all know and don't know when he's going to return to the UFC. However, during a hearing at the Brooklyn courthouse in June, McGregor's team informed the court that they plan to negotiate a plea. Both McGregor and his friend, who was also involved in the situation, are expected to return to court this Thursday.
Anderson the Spider Silva. All right, so listen,
and Conor McGregor. I'm
always, and Conor's coming back. We call this before we see these things, and it was funny when we were talking to Luke Thomas, and Luke's like, "Do you think Conor McGregor is gonna get back into the cage after the dolly incident?" I'm like, "Luke, you shut the fuck up. It's not a dolly, it's a hand truck." And yes, Conor McGregor will be back in the cage. What makes you think that? And I'm like, Luke Thomas, I am Mystic Moss, and I am wonderful, wonderful. And I see these things. What's happening? Conor McGregor's going to be back. So, listen, if you want facts, if you want predictions, Mystic, we both have my face on it. All right, anyway, here's the deal. We have 9 more minutes. Shout out to WMMA Scene. I saw some of your vids, man. Awesome stuff. He went over and he covered Invicta, so go check it out. And WMMA Scene, I need to know, the night before Invicta, I was riveted to the stream. Were you drunk the night before Invicta? I think you had a couple of drinks.
Oh, yeah.
And it was fantastic.
Were watching you.
It was great. I loved it. And I love the recap. Check out WMMA Scene. Swole MMA Hole. Let's go finish up the topics over here.
What's in the news? Eddie Alvarez explains why he's taking the risk of going into the final fight of his UFC contract against Dustin Poirier. So he said basically, quote, unquote, "I don't think there's any reason why not to. That's why I haven't been given any reason not to. I guess that's the best I can say. If I was given enough where I thought, hey, it's not worth the risk, I'd say, okay, I'm not going to roll the dice here. This is very good. This is what I feel I'm worth, and I'm just going to keep going and going. But I haven't really been given a good enough offer to not take the risk that I'm willing to take." So he is coming off of a 3rd-round knockout to Justin Gaethje. And this will be his final fight of the UFC. So this could be free agency after this. You never know.
I don't. Why are they not giving Eddie Alvarez money? I mean, I think he deserves it. Let me know in the chat what you think. Eddie Alvarez has been in wars. Eddie Alvarez has never had a shit boring fight. He's always been in a good fight. Eddie Alvarez. Why not pay the fucking man? Give him what he deserves. You know, he's not getting Conor McGregor money, but extend the deal. Keep him on the roster, or maybe he goes back to Bellator. I don't know, but I'd rather see him in the UFC. I like Eddie Alvarez. And this fight, this weekend, I mean, it was great the first time. It had a tragic ending, and unfortunately that was anticlimactic, or not anticlimactic. What am I talking about? It wasn't, I don't know. I didn't climax.
What, Shogun?
Yeah. No, Shogun.
Wait, which fight?
The one that's on the screen.
Oh, Alvarez and Poirier.
The Tiger Life's not kicking in.
You said this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't know. Just
this coming weekend.
Forget
All right. Anyway, give the man money. Pay the man. By the way, shout out to Tiger Life Energy. TigerLifeEnergy.com. Link in the description. And by the way, I've been drinking Tiger Life.
Yes.
I didn't have one before the show, but I had one before I went to the gym today. And I have to say this. It's better than pre-workout. And,
really?
And the reason why it's better than pre-workout, no jitters, right? I didn't have any jitters at all. When I do pre-workout, it's just I'm like, my heart feels like it's going to explode. It's just the right amount of caffeine in that thing and the right amount of sugar, and which is not much. No sodium. I have to say, Tiger Life Energy, I'm going to have to reach out to Frank and say, listen, hook up the IV. Send the IV over here because that shit is fucking banging. I highly recommend it. A lot of fun to take that stuff because it tastes good and it works.
I'll have to try it. I didn't have any before I went to the gym today. So
yeah, it's better than pre-workout.
I mean, what is it? So you feel the motivation to go, kind of like pre-workout does.
Well, and Vlad's like, damn, you're reaching. But no, here's the thing. Pre-workout, I don't take much pre-workout. I'll just take like they recommend a scoop. I'll take a half a scoop because I have anxiety and I want my heart to fucking pump. Some people give me 2 fucking scoops. I don't do that shit because honestly, I'm an anxious person. I don't need my fucking heart to explode. So I want a minimal amount of caffeine to get me through the day. Now I drink dark coffee, but that doesn't mean it's strong. It's just bitter. That's it, right?
Right.
When it comes to this, it's not in Red Bull. Monster Energy will never get sponsored by Monster, unfortunately, because It sucks. Monster Energy. I mean, it sucks. It's like sugar.
We're both not big soda drinkers, but that's the kind of like
Monster's
what an
garbage.
Drink is.
Monster Energy is straight trash. And listen, I might have lost a sponsor there, but who gives a fuck, right? I mean, they just sponsor the whole UFC. But compared to this, I shit you not, it is fantastic. All right, so WMMA scene dropping in.
Never stream while hammered. Thanks JBH for wonderful weekend.
Awesome stuff.
Invicta rules. Casey is awesome town.
I gotta tell you, WMMAC now, you have something. I can just tell you that much. You have something. So keep doing whatever you're doing, because I have a feeling you could go pretty far, especially with Invicta.
Yeah, no one covers WMMA. No one does it. It's a smart move, and it's interesting stuff. We watched some of the Invicta fights, and you have some good stories over there. Yeah. And you need somebody.
You had interviews
too. Yeah, we got to check out those interviews. But you need somebody to cover that stuff, because honestly, I don't think enough people are paying attention to that. So if you guys want to learn more about the WMMA, go check out WMMA Scene Now, or what is it? WMMA Scene Now. That's correct. All right, and we're gonna start the clock. Who will save the show? We only have 5 minutes on this clock over here. We do this for every Monday. Every Monday we do this. So now it's time to save the show.
Flat lives matter.
Flat lives matter.
Thank you, Fleta.
Don't forget, if you intend to save the show, in the donation you have to put save the show, so we know that that is going to be the denomination we put on the clock. Otherwise, we're not going to have any idea.
Yeah, so what Jessie's saying is your donation, the amount is the time that we put left. Anything else in the news?
Yes, we have one more thing. And this isn't extremely relevant, but I did find it a little bit interesting. And I think that with the hype that everybody has on Dana White right now, especially with the whole Brendan Schaub thing, it's something a little bit more interesting to sort of throw in there. He dropped more than $1 million on his son's 16th birthday party. Now, let me tell you what it includes, all right? He had a 16th day night party that lasted 6 hours at the DIAZ rooftop pool overlooking the corner of the Flamingo Road and the Las Vegas Strip. All right. White booked a number of entertainment acts, including Migos, Everlast, DJ Carnage, and ASAP Rocky. His son was also presented with his own championship-style belt and received a special birthday gift from his father, a customized Land Rover Defender. All in all, the event cost well over $1 million. So he got a car. All of this too. He got a fucking car. Like, it is bizarre. A 16-year-old.
Dana White's kid is going to be like the next Justin Bieber. This kid is a disaster, but it's going to be a different story because he doesn't have any talents. Like he doesn't sing, he doesn't dance, he doesn't do anything. He just is Dana White's son. Check out this video over here, and remember, 3 minutes left. Once that's up, the show is over. So if you want to be a hero, save the show. All right, here we go. Here's on Instagram. He actually posted this 4 days ago, and look at this motherfucker. This is Dana White's kid. What the fuck? Dana White, what are you doing? What are you doing? Dana White posted this of his kid. What the fuck?
I would like 15 more minutes, please.
15 minutes.
Oh, Calgary, though.
Calgary.
Talk about how Poirier gets murked. Talk about how Stevens murders Aldo. Save the GD show.
All right, save the goddamn show. So we have to talk all Calgary for the next 15 minutes.
Shanwood has made it rain tonight, and it is UFC Calgary this weekend. That's right, UFC Calgary is this weekend, and Shanwood saved the show. Everyone drop the ones in the chat if you're pumped up for giving it another 15 minutes. Shout out to Shanwood. Wonderful. All right, here we go. Good job, Shanwood, dropping in another 15 on the show. By the way, we want to do something here. Now, I want to know in the chat, how many people, thank you so much, Shanwood. We're going to go talk about that, but Dana White's kid, what a fucking mess.
And he's 16 years old.
Yeah.
That's what gets me the most. Like, you're dropping over $1 million. I mean, getting a car for a 16-year-old is still spoiling the kid for his birthday. But dropping $1 million on the fucking kid for one day and what? That's going to last 6 hours?
Well, Dana, that's nothing for Dana White. Dana White's loaded. He wipes his ass with money for God's sakes. But I understand spoiling your kid, but you know this motherfucker. And we're gonna open up the phone lines too because I know you're gonna have stuff to say about Dana White's kid. I mean, Zombie Wolf coming in now too.
Super chat.
Dana White's fucking kid. Super chat.
Why not save the show?
Hey, Zombie Wolf, thank you for the donation. Shan would save the show. We're going to add an extra 15 minutes on the clock over here. Shout out to Shan Wood from Calgary, or from Canada. I'm not sure if he's from Calgary, but is he from Calgary?
All I know is he's from Canada. I have no idea
Shout
where.
out from Canada. Here we go. Check it out one more time. What is that song? What jump with your coon conk? What the fuck was that? I don't know. All right, so let's look over here. UFC Fight Night this weekend. How fiery!
So excited.
This card is super fiery over here. And here we go. So now, the first fight on the card, some people may not be aware of what's going on here. We have a 12-2-0 versus a 9-1-0. We have Canada represent. This kid, Aubin Mercier, coming out of the Ultimate Fighter. A lot of people love this guy. He put on a pedo stash, and now he's touching children.
He also has the bloated six-pack.
He does. He does. He has the GSP. I think everyone in Canada has the bloated six-pack over there. And a bloated six-pack is better than no six-pack, like I have. I just have the bloat. I just don't have the six-pack.
Well, you have a bloated six-pack.
By the way, Alexander Hernandez looks like our friend. He looks like Jesse Kosakowski a little bit.
Oh, he does.
Fucking guy looks just like him. Jesus Christ.
Maybe a brother.
Yeah, maybe.
Long-lost Mexican brother.
You're going to wrap one on one shoulder.
HGH good.
You're going to wrap the other on the other shoulder. And you're going to need a fucking army.
Vlad jumping in.
Take them belts off me.
Dana White's son may not have talent, but who needs to nowadays? Keep
true.
in mind an autistic. Little girl went from saying, "How about that?" on a TV show to
It's true.
becoming a millionaire. Another young lady took a cock from black rapper to also become a millionaire.
You know what? It makes you think. Like, you have to do practically nothing. Just be a fucking idiot, and you can become famous.
It's crazy. Look at us.
That's why we got the MMA-Holes.
yeah, look at us. Here we go. What the fuck? One jump with the punta. There's Dana White's son jumping into the crowd. All right. Let's look at the last, the other fights on this card over here. Now, we have JJ versus Torres. And
yes!
Some people don't like ladies. Some people don't like the ladies, but I have to say this. This is going to be fire. A perfect matchup between the two. The tiny tornado. She's going to be in a little bit of trouble against JJ, but
Oh, yeah.
if Tisha Torres finds a way to start the grapple game. Now, I know JJ has some good takedown defense.
Yes.
Where she's at with, what's she at, ATT in Florida? I mean, she's got a good team around her. I'm sure she's going to be prepared for this fight. But it's going to be interesting if Tisha Torres can find a way to kind of close the distance a little bit and, you know, grind her up against the fence. Use that, you know, that size. Like, she's tiny, right? And she can push you to the fence and make it difficult. You know, that would be interesting to see if Tisha can do. And she is strong, Tisha Torres. So it would be fun to see if Tisha can kind of make it ugly, put it against the fence, and see what Joanna can do with the elbows and how that works out. But I love the fight. I love the matchup. And Joanna is going to have a chip on her shoulder in this one, being demoted to not only a fight night, but only the second fight in on the main card. We got Jose Aldo versus Jeremy Stephens. Now, looking at this fight over here, Jeremy Stephens is on a fucking tear. It's still tough for me to pick against Aldo in this one. Yes, Aldo doesn't look good against Holloway, but Aldo's still Aldo. And think about what he's done to Frankie Edgar. Think about what Edgar's done to Jeremy Stephens. This is not a layup for Stephens. Stephens like, yeah, I'm going to go in there and knock him out. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Jesse, what do you think about this fight?
I like Jose Aldo. Jeremy Stephens, I've only seen him fight a couple of times.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I've only seen Jeremy Stephens a couple of times. What I've seen, I like. There's things about him that I'm
Yeah, he's got good hands.
It is, but Jose Aldo, I like. You know, I know that he's had his ups and downs, but I like him. I think this is going to be a good fight. I kind of can't wait. I really can't wait for Joanna and J-Tech. I'm not going to lie. That's probably the fight on the card that I'm most looking forward to.
Beware, though. If Tisha Torres gets her way, it can get ugly.
It can. But you know what? That's what's going to make it a good fight. Especially Joanna with
some
Rose.
Some people don't like that cage work. And if Tisha keeps her against the cage and pins her against that cage and makes it grinding and dirty, it might not be a fire fight. I think it still will be. I think Joanna will do enough to make this more exciting. But you never know. I mean, I think it could be an ugly one. Out of these, oh, you know what? This one over here could be the same situation. But I still think it's going to be good. But you never know. This one here is like the Corey Anderson fight versus Glover. It reminds me of the same type of thing. Although Joanna might still be the best striker in the division, you know, unless she fights Rose. So do you have a pick on this one? Or you're going to save it for Saturday?
I think I'm going to save it. I kind of want to go over the card a little bit more. I kind of want to get a feel for everybody on the card before I make any
Jose
picks.
Aldo. All right, let's go to this one. Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin Poirier. Let's talk about this here.
Yeah.
Okay. Before this fight, I picked Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez was getting his face smashed in the first one. And I was like, don't count him out. What happened? Dustin gets caught, and now Eddie Alvarez turns it around, and Eddie Alvarez with a mutilated face starts turning up the heat on Dustin Poirier, an illegal blow, and the fight is over. Dustin Poirier cannot continue, and that's a wrap. Round one of this whole Dustin versus Eddie extravaganza gone. Now we have round 2. We have Alvarez versus Poirier, numero 2. Who will win this one? Listen, I gotta go with my boy Eddie again. I know Dustin looks great. You know, he looks fantastic, Dustin Poirier. But other than Conor McGregor, I can't bet against Eddie Alvarez anymore. The guy is fucking fire. Yes, he got caught in the first fight, but I gotta go with Eddie in this one. It can change on Saturday, but I'm gonna stick with my guns. I'm gonna go Eddie. Let me know in the chat what you guys have. Jesse, what do you have in this one?
I'm also going to wait on my pick for this one.
All right, so stay tuned. UFC Fight Night Fox this Saturday. We'll be doing a live fight reaction to that. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We have 8 minutes on the clock. Thank you so much to Shan Wood for dropping the donation to keep the show going. You're keeping the party going with 78 people watching right now. Thank you for joining us tonight. Make sure you slap a like over there. And if you're not subbed, give us a sub. We hit 12K. Congratulations to all the MMA-Holes for making it to 12K. And on to our next big accomplishment, 13,000 subscribers.
I do have a very, very important question for you in regards to Fight Night this coming weekend. Will we be ordering pizza again?
No, fuck that. Yeah, I've changed my diet. After last weekend, it's been horrible. I completely changed my diet. It's about wraps and eating healthier and enough for this garbage. Once in a blue moon, we'll fall off the wagon, but not this weekend. That's not happening. So
what are we having this weekend?
Stay tuned for salads and MMA-Holes this weekend. That's what we're going to be doing. All right, so let me know in the chat, okay? Let me know in the chat this. We're looking to take the audio from these episodes over here of the MMA-Holes, and I think this would have been a good one over here with Justin being on the Contender Series, some UFC news. What we want to do is for the Monday shows, the MMA-Holes Hour, we want to just take the audio, throw it on Podbean.
Rap one on one shoulder,
and we got Potted Plants here.
And you're going to need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
I hate my life. I never get real plant food, sad face.
That is a sad thing over there. Potted Plant, thanks for the donation. Poor guy. I feel bad for that plant. Anyway, back to what we were saying over there. We're looking to put this on as a podcast. So the Monday show is going to be a YouTube show, and we're going to rip the audio, throw it on Podbeam, and if you guys just listen, because a lot of people reach out and say that they listen to us on YouTube. So basically they're doing something and have us on the background. Maybe it'll be easier if we just rip the audio and you guys can listen to this. So let me know what the ones, and be serious with this one over here. If you guys do listen to podcasts and you would like this as a podcast for the next day, if you can't make it live, and in the comment section down below of this video, the people that are watching the replay, let us know, is a podcast a good idea? Should we take the audio from the Monday shows, 1 hour strong of audio, throw it on Podbeam and iTunes? Let us know what you think about that in the chat and in the comment section down below. I'm going to open up the phone lines, take a couple of calls, and wind this shit down. Jesse, do we do one more Save the Show, or should we wrap it up? What do you say?
We don't really have much more in the news right now, and we do want to save a little bit for the next coming shows.
So fuck you. We're not shaving the show anymore. Let's take some phone calls. This weekend, big fight. Poirier versus Alvarez. Thank you for the donations. You guys are very generous tonight. Let me know what you think about Dana White's son. Is he a prick? He's going to grow up to be a big douchebag.
I don't think this kid's a prick. I just think he's going to grow up to be a douchebag. I think he's going to be one of those spoiled brats who's so used to getting what he wants that when life smacks him in the face, you know, it's going to really fucking smack him.
Dana White posted that. Oh my God. What the fuck? He's so proud of his kid. It's like people post like kids graduating. You know, look at my son. He graduated. Look at my son. He's getting married.
He just turned 16. That's all.
And look at my son. He's dropping on a crowd of naked people.
I can't.
Check out Dana White's Instagram. And honestly, if you're on Instagram, if you don't follow Dana White, you're missing out because this guy is no shortage of cringe. All right, here we go. Let's open up the phone lines. Get those calls in. We're only taking a couple with 5 minutes left on the clock. 516-522-0267. See how we did that there? You started it, Yes.
then it was both, then I ended it.
By the way, this camera's terrible.
I love it.
It just keeps going in and out of focus. It's so fucking annoying. Anyway. All right, Jessie, take this call.
773, you are live with the MMA-Holes. What is your name? Where are you from? And what is on your mind?
First off, why is Jesse hating on a 16-year-old? I don't hear any bad news about him. I heard he boxes. Anybody who boxes does combat sports got to be decent.
Mm-hmm. Jessie, response?
First off, I'm not hating on a 16-year-old. I'm hating on spoiling a 16-year-old.
Yeah, he's spoiled, but who isn't spoiled when their parents are rich?
I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't get spoiled by rich parents.
I doubt it, but
I don't.
What I want to talk about is Cormier. I think he knows Gustafsson is a tough fight for him.
Mm-hmm.
Gustafsson is tall. I think he's taller than Stipe.
Yeah.
Quick. He's light on his feet. He knows how to use his reach. And he nearly knocked him out at the first fight. If you saw with that knee, caught him with the clean knee, put him on his ass, and almost finished him off on the ground. But Cormier was able to cling on to a single leg and survive. So Cormier is running from Gustafsson. He wants to fight Shogun or Brock Lesnar or something. He doesn't want nothing to do with these young, hungry contenders like Gustafsson.
Well, can you blame him?
No, but he needs to quit talking shit, acting like he's he doesn't deserve it. He's entitled. He's a number one contender. Fight the number one contender. Go and defend your belt. Fight the number one contender.
All right, there you go. Thanks for the call over there.
He sounds so much like Nick Diaz. Or Nate Diaz.
I don't know about that.
The voice.
What do you think about that call over there? Do you think that Cormier should fight the number one contender? And I'm going to go with no because, I mean, it's like I said before, light heavyweight is a problem right now. And then Gustafsson is like, nah, I'm not going to. I want to fight. Anthony Smith steps up, and then Gustafsson's like, oh, I'm hurt. Yeah. So it's like. I think fighting a number one contender would make sense, but if we're going for a money fight or what's more entertaining and going to make the most money, fighting someone like Brock Lesnar would probably be the better option. Oh, I mean, why is he not going for the money fight? I mean, Daniel Cormier, he's done it, and there is no legit heavyweight contender. Yes, he should go. Technically, he should go back down to light heavyweight and defend that belt too, right? But it's not going to happen. And there is no clear-cut light heavyweight contender over there. Gus fought and lost to DC already. So Gus should stop running his mouth. I know he is back in the picture. I know that anyone in the rankings, it should be Gus. But let's be realistic here. No. It's not going to happen. And I can't kill Daniel Cormier. Even though I am a fan of DC, I can't really throw him under the bus with this one. There are other situations, his crying situations, maybe some ways of how he handled John Jones. Maybe I can see what you're saying. But in this situation, I get what DC's doing, and it doesn't really bother me because the divisions still need a clear-cut contender. And I don't know if Gus is right there yet to fight DC. If there was another champ on top of the light heavyweight, I would say yes, Gus needs that shot. But right now, no, I don't think that's the case. All right, we're going to take one more call, 516-522-0267 with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the show. Thank you so much for jumping in tonight. You guys are very generous. If you missed Justin Sumter, run it back. Fun times with Justin. And we're going to take that last call right now. Hold on a second. Wow, people are calling in like cray-cray.
724, you are live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? Where are you from? And what's on your mind?
Hey, it's Chuck from WMMA Scene Now.
Oh, there he is.
Hey.
Wait, now what's your name? Chuck?
Listen, it's Chuck.
Okay, Chuck. Okay, go ahead, Chuck.
So listen, take it from me, guys. My normally drunk but actually sober tonight ass. You ever get a chance, you've done other shows, get down to Kansas City and cover Invicta. It is a blast.
Really? All right, so now if you're just tuning in right now, we have Chuck from WMMA Scene live with us. He covers all the mixed martial arts with the ladies. I've never seen this before, and I think it's a great idea, especially on YouTube. If you go on YouTube and you search WMMA, there's really not much. There's just highlights, and there's no one really talking about this stuff. How did you get into the WMMA scene?
Well, I actually got into it about 13 years ago when I first got into MMA. And then I found out that there were actually ladies fighting. And I watched this. It was called the Remix Tournament in Japan. It was a one-night tournament. And it was Marloes Kunin's debut, and she won. And she won one of her fights by flying armbar. And ever since then, I followed the women, you know, alongside with the men. And then I decided, you know, like you said, there's like one other guy that covers the women's fights, but I think he's terrible. So I said, I got to do it. And unlike him, I'm not covering boxing and everything else. I think the women deserve a platform to be covered on exclusively.
Now, do you have the drunk stream still up because it was hysterical? Is it still up?
Yeah, they're still up.
Oh, thank God. Leave that up. It's fantastic stuff. Now, you know what you're talking about. It's very clear. And watching your recap, good stuff over there. And I love the excitement that you have with the sport, and your passion while you're live. And give them a sub, guys. Send the MMA-Holes over there. And thanks for the shout out. Do appreciate that.
Hey, I got a poster from the event.
Okay.
If I hit 100 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away the poster.
Good stuff. All right, listen, we are short on time.
I'll put up a video of it too. So
good stuff. All right, go check him out over there. He's doing some live streams now. And if we're running out of time now, any last words to the MMA-Holes?
Supporting Victor FC, and don't be an a-hole, be an MMA-hole.
That's right. There you go, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck. I wish we can keep him on a little bit longer, but we are short on time tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. What do you think about Chuck and WMMA scene?
I think it's good. Like I said, I think he definitely has potential in something, because it is something that people are not doing right now. So
I like what he's doing.
Good luck to him.
Nice guy too. Check out Chuck from WMMA scene. We like to help other people. We're not complete douchebags. Well, I'm sort of
sometimes.
a douche. Yeah. Most of the time I'm a douche, but I like helping people when they have a good idea.
If we like you, then we'll help.
And he donates.
Donates.
That helps. So if you donate, we'll be a little softer on you. Except for Pulse. Yeah, Pulse, he's I don't know what's wrong with that guy. All right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. The cringiest chat on YouTube, the best MMA channel in the world, the MMA-Holes. Let me know in the comment section down below if you want this on a podcast. If you want to just listen to this, Podbean, iTunes, we're going to get that started maybe next Monday. So if we get enough votes down below, we're going to get that popping. Jessie, last words.
Don't be an a-hole, be an MMA.
Hold on real quick. And shout out to Tiger Life Energy Drink. Link in the description. They are fantastic. They are wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
They really are. Go check them out down below. TigerLifeEnergy.com. Jessie?
Hole.